are doing very well. Today let us discuss about the significance of elasticity of demand and factors governing elasticity of demand. What is its significance? So we come across various points such as to forecast demand, to determine the price of factors of production. Already we discussed now 4 factors mainly: land, labor, capital, organization or management or entrepreneurship. To determine the prices of goods and services, to plan the output level, production level, to formulate government policies. Let us see one by one. First one is to forecast demand. So how is it useful while forecasting the demand? Income elasticity is used to forecast demand for a product. Income elasticity, that means more the income, more the demand. Less the income, less the demand. So what the traders do, so the trader can estimate the demand at different levels of income. So more the income, more the demand, less the income, less the demand. Next, to determine the prices of factors of production. So every factor, suppose you take land. For land we have to pay rent. Labor, we have to pay wages, salaries. Capital, we have to pay interest. If it is entrepreneurship, we have to pay profit, right? Somebody starts a business means what? With the goal of earning the profit. Like that, we can see various factors. For example, if you take land example, in a village, the land or the demand for land is elastic. Elastic means what? If the land is offered for less price, more is demanded and vice versa. Whereas in the case of industrial area, it is inelastic. That is, suppose some producer, some promoter would like to establish an industry, one factory. So irrespective of the price, he has to buy, inelastic. So price may vary, but demand will not vary. Next, to determine the prices of goods. So we come across in the coming chapters different types of competition. So one such is no competition. That is, if monopoly, there is only one seller, the price can be fixed at any level. So therefore, the demand is inelastic because only one seller is available. Even if he fixes more, people are ready to buy. If he fixes less, people will be ready to buy. So therefore, it is inelastic. Supposing the opposite happens, if there is a competition, the prices are fixed at lower level or competitively because it is elastic. Next one, to plan the output level. At what level or how much should they produce less? Should they produce at medium level? Should they produce at higher level? If demand is elastic, prices can be fixed at lower level and output and sales levels can be increased. If demand is elastic, that means if the price is offered or if the product is offered less price, there will be more demand. So naturally more production can be achieved, more revenue can be achieved. Supposing if it is inelastic, so even though there is change in the price, there is no change in the demand. So prices and output can be fixed at higher levels because there is no competition. It is inelastic, so the seller can fix at higher level and can produce more and can gain more. Next, to formulate government policies. So governments, central government, state governments also make use of this elasticity of demand. Suppose you take for example petrol, diesel. Even if taxes are more, people have to buy. So governments mainly depend upon the taxes. In case of these petrol and diesel, so state government and central government, so both of them get the revenue. So therefore, they make use of this concept, that is elasticity of demand. Next, fixing charges for public utilities such as water, power, etc. So while fixing the charges, all because public have to utilize them, so they cannot escape. So there is no alternative for them. So what the governments do, they try to fix more taxes so that they can earn, they can spend that for other purposes, welfare, administration, etc. Similarly, larger deposit, higher interest. Suppose the banks offer more interest, so people definitely will be interested in saving or keeping their, will be saving their savings or keeping their savings in the banks. So larger deposits when there are higher interest and vice versa. So like that, you can see various policies are of the government are influenced by the elasticity of demand. Now let us discuss about the factors governing or factors influencing elasticity of demand. Let us see one by one. So we come across taste and preference of consumers, availability of substitutes, complementaries, nature of the product, level of prices, expectation of prices, durability of the product, degree of postponement, number of alternative uses, time frame, availability of subsidies, and government policies. Let us discuss one by one. First one is taste and preference of consumers. If the consumer is very much particular, so whatever is the price, I have to use this particular brand of tea only, this particular brand of coffee only, or paste only. So therefore, automatically what will happen? Whatever is the price, so demand is same. So demand is said to be inelastic. There won't be any change with reference to change in the price of the product. Next, availability of substitutes. If the commodities have close substitutes, the demand is elastic. Like we discussed, brew versus Nescafe. So Coca-Cola versus Pepsi. If Coca-Cola reduces the price, so demand for Coca-Cola increases and demand for Pepsi comes down. Similarly, gold has no substitute, so hence demand is inelastic. Complementaries. So like suppose if you take in the picture the example, so tennis rackets versus balls. So a person after purchasing the racket, he has to purchase the balls. Otherwise, there is no point in spending thousands of rupees and buying the rackets. Like they're complementaries. So therefore, in case of complementaries, the demand is elasticity are relatively low. The elasticity is relatively low. Next, nature of the product. So we can classify the products into three broad categories. There are different ways, but we have here three broad categories: necessities, comforts, luxuries. In case of necessities, demand is inelastic. So whatever is the price, people have to buy because they have to survive. In case of comforts as well as luxuries, it is relatively elastic. So depending upon the price, the demand varies. Next, levels of prices. So higher price, medium price, lower price. In case of higher price, higher income groups. In case of lower price, lower income groups. So in both these cases, it is inelastic. They don't bind about the price. So they go for whatever they want to buy. In case of medium price only, it is elastic. So depending upon the price, depending upon the offering, people tend to buy. It is elastic. Next, expectation of prices. If people expect a fall in prices, the demand is inelastic. If the people expect fall in prices, so they are expecting fall. So now what they do, so as soon as it is offered, they buy. Like that we can see the expectations of prices influence are governed by the elasticity of demand. Next, durability of the product. So this already we discussed. So another way of classifying the goods is what? Durable goods, perishable goods. If it is durable goods, demand is elastic. So depending upon the price, demand varies. If it is perishable, it is inelastic. So they cannot store, they cannot buy in large quantities. So whatever is the price, they purchase, the consumers purchase whatever they need. Next, degree of postponement. If the consumption can be postponed, it is elastic. Instead of now, they will try to buy at a later stage. When it is offered for less, they will try to buy more. If the consumption cannot be postponed, immediately they have to consume. Necessity is inelastic. With respect of the price, it is demanded. The product is demanded. Next, number of alternative uses. If the product has more alternative uses, it is inelastic. For example, if you take electricity, power, so that is used by households, industries, trains, etc. So in that case, it is inelastic. They have to use. There is no other go. Less number of alternatives, it is elastic. So depending upon the price, the consumption takes place. Next, time frame. If more time is available for the consumer, the demand is elastic. If less time is available for consumer, it is inelastic. Say for example, he is hurry. he is about to go to his office, no time. So the consumer goes to nearby shop and buys at a given price. So there won't be any question of comparison and buying the quantity depending upon the price. It's like that. If less time available, inelastic. If more time available, it is elastic. Next, availability of subsidies. We are all aware that government gives subsidies. Government, gives support to public. Suppose if it is, let us say, fertilizers. So government is supporting the farmers. If it is LPG or gas, so government is supporting the citizens. Suppose if it is in case of lower income group people, government gives subsidy for the sake of them. So in terms of offering for less price, sugar, wheat, etc. So if goods are offered with subsidies, it is inelastic. That means necessity, they have to purchase, there is no other go for them. If goods are not offered with subsidies, in general, whatever we buy, elastic. So depending upon the price, demand varies. Next, last point is what? Government policies. If the government is liberal, the demand for the product is elastic. So government does not regulate, it is elastic. If government regulates, if the government is not liberal, the demand for product is inelastic. Like we just discussed, rational goods. It is inelastic. So rational goods, that means government is offering at subsidy. People of low income groups, they purchase them. So they have to purchase because they have to survive. So therefore the demand is inelastic. Even though there may be a small change in the price, they purchase. So it is inelastic demand. So that's all regarding today's discussion, dear students. If anybody has any doubts, let us get them clarified. Otherwise, let us meet in the next class with another topic. Thank you so much.